Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today we are continuing the MCU series. Just so you know, we are kind of sort of getting close to being done. We'll be done around September, so it'll be like kind of like the beginning-ish of September. We will finish the MCU series. So if you guys are following along, I appreciate it. If you're not following along, now's a great time to jump right in. We just finished Endgame, so it's all recent stuff. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys are subscribing and liking the video so you guys can follow along. But we just finished Endgame, so we are now on to another season of this wonderful show. And so today we're going to be talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 was released in 2019, and before we get started, first of all, no spoilers, of course, but I do want to mention something that is very recent, and it is kind of a big deal now that Loki is kind of being a factor here, okay? Now, this comes out on the 7th, so I don't know how real, it's still going to be an issue, seeing as how, I don't know what's going to happen 2 weeks from now, because I'm filming this 2 weeks in advance, but I personally consider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all of the Netflix stuff, I consider it to be canon, okay? And for those of you who don't know what canon means, it basically means part of the world, of the universe that it pertains to, right? So some people say that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon, right? So it's Marvel, but it's not part of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, okay? Understandable. If you don't believe that, that's fine. You don't have to. But right now, it's kind of this weird flux, right? The Netflix ones, I can totally see you definitely not thinking that's canon. I get it. I hope we still get the same actors because they're all great. But in terms of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. itself, it was originally created to be canon, right? We have characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in that show. I mean, Coulson being a physical main one. And I think that it's important that we accept that, at least at the time of filming and production, this was meant to be canon. Okay, and if Marvel decides that this is no longer canon, that's going to present some issues for the future. Because then they can just be like, okay, well, this isn't canon anymore. Boom, gone. They can literally retcon whatever they want, and that's when it becomes more of an issue of, a waste of time, right? Now, I choose to consider this canon because I think it's a great story, and I think it does work within the MCU realm. People are like, but the snap didn't happen there. I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true, because in the 7th season, they do something that can kind of be out of time. I can't spoil it, but, it's pretty clear that it's possible that maybe they just don't. Or it's set beforehand, because there's a lot of weird circumstances surrounding Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that could have made them so that they avoided the snap there. But I figured I'd mention that, just so you guys were curious to my stance. Not that I don't care, but, some people argue that it's absolutely not canon, and you're more than welcome to think that. I'm not saying you have to think my way, and I'm not saying that this is more of an opinion than a fact, because it is kind of an opinion at this point. At some point there will be a fact. We will definitely cross that line at some point, but as of right now, from the time of filming this, I believe this is MCU canon. I figured I'd bring that up because some people are very, very interested in that. Some people argue about it a lot, and I don't argue about it. I don't really care what other people think about it. I'm just saying that is where I am. That is my stance. But anyway, on to Season 6. Once again, no spoilers here. This is just me talking about the show in general, using general stuff. It's going to be a rather short video because I don't want to go too in-depth, because I don't want spoilers. First, I want to mention that there's some really great performances here, okay? Now, at the end of Season 5, spoiler if you haven't seen Season 5, but if you haven't seen Season 5, I don't know why you're watching my Season 6 episode. But at the end of Season 5, Coulson dies, right? And so we're all, sad, right? Because he retires and then he dies, and it's all big sad. But now here, he's back, sort of. The general idea of this season is that Coulson is back, but he's not Coulson. He's like an alien who looks exactly like Coulson. Which I think is a ridiculous plot, and it definitely did hinder my grade a little bit, because I just kind of felt like it was a little ridiculous, and wildly specific. I get it, but it's still kind of dumb. It is what it is. But I think it was a very interesting concept, and I think that it worked for one reason, and that is because it is shorter, right? If this was an entire season, this would have been way too long, right? If they were like, okay, we want 23 episodes about this, it would not have worked, right? In other seasons, it does work, right? We have these awesome shows about, there's the season where we meet Deke, for instance, where we had that weird time travel and space travel thing. That's a great season and deserves to be, 23 episodes long. But this one, it's more of almost like a short story kind of thing. And it works well as a short story in terms of it being one season of 13 episodes instead of 23. I think that it being shorter definitely helped. I think this is one of my favorite Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seasons. I mean, I have a lot of them. I think that season 5 is probably my favorite. Season 6 is pretty close. And I think that the reason it is able to compete against its previous seasons is with the aspect of it being a little shorter, right? Because that was the issue that a lot of people had with the first few seasons, was it was a drag to get through. And I agree, the first season is really cool once you get to the end of it, but dragging through it, it really feels like you're just being dragged behind a car. And it is slightly annoying. But here, it's a very straightforward. It's like, okay, you have 13 episodes to get from here to here. Do it in a nice, clean fashion. And it worked. I mean, it was a good story. It was very, very, very well done in terms of the performances. The performances were excellent. I think that they were, like, top tier. This might be the best performances we've had in the show itself. I think that, in my personal opinion, Season 5 is better. But just by a little bit. Overall, the season is very, very fun. Very, very good. The performances are great. The story is pretty good. There are some minor issues with it, but, like, nothing major, nothing that's gonna be like, this is the worst thing in the world. No, it's really good, definitely worth a watch, particularly because it leads directly into season 7, which you're definitely gonna want to watch. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6 an A. Let me know what you guys thought of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 in the comments below. I want to see what you guys thought. I like to compare things and see, how close I am to my audience, what my audience thinks. I love that kind of thing, so make sure you guys are commenting down below, subscribing so you can follow along. Once I hit 150 subscribers, if I haven't by now, I'm going to dress up like Spider-Man and go to Walmart and then make a video about it. It's going to be really fun. I'm slightly excited about it. We'll see how it goes. But if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys are subscribing, liking the video, sharing with your friends, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.